So you want to grow Caryopteris, the Bluebeard. This is Sunshine Blue, and it is a star in my garden. So in this video I'm sharing with you helpful tips what to do and what not to do to your Caryopteris for it to be as beautiful as mine here, basking in the sun with all the pollinators flying around. Is a big plant, as you can see. When you look at it on the internet, you will see that it's 3 by 3. It's more flat than high, and of course we can train Caryopteris in a different shape, but if you do the annual pruning in spring tight, then you will get this shape. And this Caryopteris is approximately 3 years old. So now we are going to move into what is not so good about this plant. Well, the number one, that it's not a long-lived plant. There is also a good feature about it. Because it's not long-lived plant, it creates a lot of seeds and a lot of germination of little babies is happening here around. So you have a lot of new plants. My Caryopteris is 3 years old, so I don't know how long it's going to live in this place. I am keeping it in its best shape and its best form. It gets everything what it needs. It needs full sun, it is getting here. It needs dry conditions, it's getting here. So zone 7A Caryopteris, this particular Caryopteris is very hardy, up to zone 5 and all the way from zone 9. So we are in the middle. Caryopteris is happy to be here. So one negative, Caryopteris doesn't live very long. Second negative, internet will tell you that Caryopteris is happy to be in the pot, living in the pot. Now, I was reading it thinking that I can transport one of the babies into the container. Well, look at my Caryopteris on the porch right there. My mistake was the container is very small. And when I was replanting that Caryopteris, I saw how big the root was, that it's almost like a top root, goes deep. That is why Caryopteris is drought tolerant. So container, you need a big container. Look at this beautiful plant. In my case, it's not a success. And the third negative, I would say, about Caryopteris is when you just bring your baby plant into your garden, before it starts creating this beautiful shape, this canopy, it does look a little bit skinnish and slightly miserable. But with proper pruning, you would be able to train your Caryopteris sub-shrub, it's a sub-shrub, into a beautiful present, something like this. And when I'm doing my pruning, annual pruning at the beginning of spring, I double all the canes. So next year my Caryopteris will be even fuller. There are a lot of reasons why you should grow Caryopteris. First of all, it's a gorgeous plant. Well, this one has a nice little silvery golden color to its leaves, and it makes very interesting against the sun rays. So a beautiful plant, literally disease-free. I'm doing nothing about it. No spraying, nothing is needed. No bugs are eating it. Blooming beautiful, has this wonderful bluish, purplish blooms. Pollinators love it. Between my sedums here on my back porch, Caryopteris and agastache here, this corner of my garden is just filled with noise. I wish you would hear all the buzzing going around. And the good thing is, all these pollinators are not worried about you. They're going after flowers, and there was not a single incident where I was bit walking around my plants. All the pollinators are happy to fly around. Sometimes they bump into me, but that's fine. I would say that the most important thing which you have to do to this wonderful plant is to properly prune it in spring. Why do we do that? Well, I saw so many unhappy Caryopterises in all sorts of twisted, unhappy, dilapidated shapes because they were not, pruned properly. So what do? All this beautiful mass has to be taken down to the first fork in the stem. And then in spring, what it will do to it, the wounded stem will want to divide, and instead of 2 stems, you will get 4. And as a result, your Caryopteris, year after year, will become fuller and fuller and will hide that a little bit unsightly middle space where leaves are a little bit yellowish, and they are kind of have a tendency to lay flat, kind of hang down. Also, Caryopteris is drought tolerant, so this plant, no way this plant is stressed from no water. But it's just, I think it's just the nature of the plant. The interior leaves are hanging down, and if your Caryopteris is pruned or not pruned at all, next year all these long stems are left, and Caryopteris will start growing even bigger and then falls apart, and you see the middle. That's a not happy plant. So drastic pruning in spring when Caryopteris starts leafing out, it's important, because this Caryopteris is, well, sunshine blue, has improved hardiness, so all the way to zone 5. But I still follow that rule. I take my pruners and I do the pruning of this beautiful shrub when it just starts leafing out in spring. And when you look here, you will see how I did the pruning. And you see how far I need to cut it. I need to cut it all the way to here to make sure that my Caryopteris is bushy, full and happy. And don't worry, you're not going to cut the future blooms, because Caryopteris, it is a deciduous subshrub and it creates blooms on new wood, meaning that whatever is created that year that grows will create these gorgeous little fluffy blooms for you. So that's very important, that spring pruning, merciless I must say, taking almost half of the plant down to its shape, is very important. Don't worry, Caryopteris will resprout and will regrow happily and will attract all the pollinators to your garden. My dear gardeners, if you found this information helpful, please do subscribe. And by the way, here is a very good video of the tour of my garden. If you want to see all the rustic arches, twig fences and all other things which I'm busy creating in my garden, well, have a lovely day and happy gardening.